Elements and compounds. Elements are called the building blocks of matter because all matter is composed of elements. Each element is made up of the same types of atom. As you can see, we have here a periodic table of elements consisting of elements 1 to 113. An element is a substance that is made from one kind of atom only. It cannot be broken down into simpler substances. For example, we have here two elements with different kinds of atom. Each element has their specific atoms. These are the examples of elements: oxygen, carbon, iron, gold, sulfur, nitrogen, hydrogen, calcium, chlorine, copper, and sodium. Anything on the periodic table are all elements. Elements are subdivided into metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. Metals are any lustrous types of elements that are good conductors of electricity. It can be found in groups 1 to 12 in the periodic table of elements. Nonmetals. Nonmetals are any elements that lacks characteristics of a metal. It can be found in groups 14 to 18, including the noble gases. Metalloids are elements that intermediate between metals and nonmetals. The 8 elements classified as metalloids are boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, astatine, and polonium. Metalloids occur along the diagonal stair-step between metals and nonmetals. Elements are arranged in increasing atomic number across. The periodic table is a useful way to arrange elements. It is based on the arrangement of Dmitri Mendeleev. The vertical columns are called groups, while the horizontal rows are called periods. Elements in the same group have similar properties. For example, in group 18 are all noble gases. 3/4 of the elements are metals. 1/4 of the elements are non-metals. That's why majority of the elements in periodic tables are all metallic. Rules for chemical symbols in the periodic table. 1. The symbol is usually the first one or two letters of the name. For example, hydrogen, its symbol is H. 2. Sometimes the old Latin name is used. For example, gold, its chemical symbol is Au from the Latin word aurum. 3. The first letter of a symbol is always a capital letter. 4. The second letter of a symbol is always a small letter. Lastly, 5. Every element has a different symbols. Remember, no two elements have the same symbols. Atoms. The smallest unit of an element that maintains or keeps the properties of that element. Atom is the one who holds the whole element together. That's why atom is considered as the smallest functional unit of matter. So now, let's proceed to molecules. Molecules composed of two or more elements that are joined by chemical bonds. When we say the atomic molecules are made of two atoms of the same element, elements can be the same. For example, H2, O2, N2, or hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, and nitrogen gas. And elements can be different. For example, H2O or water, C6H12O6 or glucose. Let's proceed to compounds. Pure substance composed of two or more different elements that are chemically combined. For example, H2O or water, CO2 or carbon dioxide, and NaCl or sodium chloride. Compounds are made of elements in a specific ratio that is always the same. For example, water is H2O. It will always have two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom bonded together. A compound is a substance that is made from more than one element. For example, we have here two atoms with different colors. It means this compound is made up of two different elements. In the next example, as you can see, there are different types of atoms with different shapes and colors. So, it made a compound of 7 different types of elements. A compound can be broken down into elements. A compound made of 3 different elements can be separated into 3 separate elements. These are the examples of a basic compounds. Table salt, formula, NaCl, elements combined, sodium chloride. Water, H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon and oxygen. Sugar, C6H12O6, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Baking soda, NaHCO3, sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. These basic compounds are found in our homes. What is the difference between a compound and a molecule? A molecule is formed when two or more atoms join together chemically, while a compound is a molecule that contains at least two different elements. Always remember, all compounds are molecules, but not all molecules are compounds. Let's have a review quiz to assess your learning about this topic. Identify the following material as to elements or compounds. I hope you learned a lot in this lesson. In our next vlog, we will going to discuss about the naming of compounds and balancing equation. See you, bye-bye!